green, green, green and green. But this could be a dull shade of green. I don't think this is a green which is an inviting green for the bulls. You drop something from a top of a 10-story like a tennis ball, it's going to bounce after that. And then the second bounce will be lower. I hope it's not a tennis ball bounce, but to make a case that we're going to rebound and this market is going to be off to races, I think it's too early. What you need to see are pockets of stress. So pockets of stress are the ones where you will see action highest, which could be IT, which could be metals. So metal index is up 3%. There is an uptick which has happened in the IT index, which is about 2%. Domestic consumption names yesterday also made a comeback. So I think that's where the bounce is going to be the lowest. The markets have to really move higher. I would say metals and high beta names are the ones where you will see action. One group where the market cap got smoked yesterday was Adani group of stocks, Adani Green, Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports. Where are those stocks? Reliance, who would have thought that in 2 days a stock like Reliance can fall 10%. It is leading the market on the way down. And there is just no respite whatsoever for Reliance, irrespective of what the tone and tonality is. Where is Reliance? Hello? Making a lazy stock, we know that. Even the producer is struggling to bring it up. So the relevance of Reliance is getting lost these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Bunch of other stocks which are also going to be in focus while we are awaiting Reliance's first rates to come in, which they will shortly. I think even our system is getting adjusted to this big gap down one day and gap up one day. But it's a lot more muted than what the Nifty implied open is, because I recall at 8 a.m. or so, it was indicative of 400-point move. Yeah, it's pretty much around there, but let's see how long it actually sustains and what happens thereof. Antique has come out with a note on Siemens. They're saying that their digitalization to drive long-term growth continues, and post the demerger, which is by the way, why you had those absurd rates on Siemens yesterday. It had nothing to do with the stock price. Post the demerger of its energy business into a separate entity, they're saying that Siemens Limited will be housing the digital industries, mobility, smart infra, large drives businesses, and they believe that it is well placed to reap the benefits of the rising capex cycle and deliver a strong earnings trajectory. So that's going to be definitely one stock that you may want to look out for. And then Titan, which should be seeing a big move given how impressive their quarterly performance update was. They've reported a 25% year-on-year standalone growth in Q4, which has been led by strong performance across jewelry, watches, eye care. Carrot Lane added 55 new stores. BEL also, which has received a 2,200 crore rupee order. So, a bunch of these stocks are going to be in focus. But Kunal, what's your take on how the opening has been and how sustainable it's looking so far?
So, of course, difficult to anticipate in just a few odd minutes, but I would believe that, we were looking at closing of this gap which was created yesterday, almost a 600-point gap which was created on the Nifty yesterday. So, it's going to be very difficult for the index to try and close or completely close the gap. It's generally a process of a few weeks where the index gradually tries and fills those, major gaps. So, we'll probably expect the markets to be a little bit more stable, but, gradually moving up higher. In terms of the opening trade, I would look at Reliance Industries, a stock which was at an extreme in terms of oversold indicators on the charts yesterday as a opening trade.
All right, so that's the opening trade coming in on Reliance. That's up around 1.3% right now after hitting its 52-week low just yesterday. The stock is seeing a bit of a bounce back. But Rudra, help us with your first trade idea.
See, for me, Indigo looks a strong buy. So at current market price, one can look at buying Indigo. Look at targets of around 5,200, 250 to come on Indigo. So I buy on Indigo positionally.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.